How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So, I don't know if you guys remember, about a year ago, I did a video on how I got a comic book off eBay, paid over $10,000 for it, and the person had one feedback. Yes, one feedback. And the feedback was from like a year prior, so it was super risky. The pictures weren't that good, all sorts of stuff. And I was like, ugh. I was like, pins and needles. I got it in. It turned out everything was fine. And it turned out that it was actually from the creator of the comic book. They had it. It was like their file copy. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So that book in question was Albedo #2. And I just got it back from CGC. Now, no, I didn't take a year to get it back. I just stuffed it away. I didn't feel like sending it. So I finally decided to send it. And now we're going to see the grade that it got. Now, I believe in my video that I graded it somewhere around, I think maybe on the low end, like a 9.2, but that was probably really low. I think it was like a 9.4 to 9.6. So there's actually two books in here from CGC. So one will be just for fun. I got this Journey into the Mystery 85 and a 5.5. Okay, that's cool. All right, so here's the book in question. We got ourselves Albedo #2. So like I said, this person had one feedback. I didn't think it was restored. Obviously it has the blue label, so it's not restored. But I spent a ton of money on it. So what do you think it came back as? The reason why I thought it was coming over 9.4, 9.6 because there's a tiny little spine tick on the side. And also, there's a little bit of fingerprinting because on these dark black covers, these newer covers, you can get like the sweat and the oils from your fingerprint on there. So what we normally do is we just slowly wipe it down over and over, very gently, and eventually those will come off. So we're able to get the few that were on there off. And the way, if you want to handle a book barehanded, just make sure you wash your hands with soapy water and it'll get rid of all those oils and grease. So it won't leave anything on the comic book. So in my video, you'll see that I was handling it with my fingers, but I was fine. I knew it was coming in. So what do you think this came back as? Did it work out for me? All right, ready? 9.8. That's right. I got a 9.8, highest grade Albedo #2. This was from the creator of this comic book, his own file copy, one feedback on eBay, didn't really sell anything, very suspect, and not very good pictures, and it worked out. Now, is that common? Does this always happen? No. There's lots of times that it does the exact opposite. I had a book I had to send back because I think it was an X-Men 1 just recently. I think it was X-Men 1. And the person's like, oh, it's complete. Everything's good. Open it up. It's like missing page. And I'm like, oh. I spent a lot of money on that one. I've had other ones where it's like, what did I just get? I got some old Golden Age comic. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it was super expensive. The whole spine was restored on the inside, glue, all sorts of. I was like, oh my gosh, if I would have seen inside pictures, could see. So this one happened to work out. This is a good one. First appearance of Usagi. And yeah, as you know, the Netflix show is coming out in like a couple weeks or so. It's more for kids, so it's not really for adults. I don't think that's going to play too much of a role on the price of this. Like, this book is pretty iconic. I mean, how many times have you seen this comic cover homage before? Tons and tons of times. But yeah, it's crazy that I got this in and it came back a 9.8. I've never had a 9.8. I actually looked back to see what I've had before. I had a 9.6 signed by Stan Sakai. I sold that like 4 or 5 years ago. More recently, I think 2 years ago, we had like an 8.5 or something like that. And then we had like a 9.0 long time ago. So we've only had this book 3 times before. So this is extremely rare. They only printed 2,000 of these. 2,000. That's it. And you know how many 9/8s there are? Including this one? 13. That's it. There's only 13 out there. The odds of another 9/8 happening, doubtful. Really, really doubtful. Because, I mean, most of these were probably not taken very well care of. Like, this was a person's file copy. Like, I made this, so I filed it away. Never touched it. It was probably in a box somewhere. Never got moved. Nothing. So, yeah. Now, the big question. What do I plan on doing with this? So, me and my brother, we had a long talk. And so many times, I did a video maybe a week ago about going through like ridiculous prices, I think on Heritage or something like that. And I was like, oh, I had this book. Oh my gosh, it went, like a Batman 1. We sold it for like 50,000. It's now probably worth like 350, 400,000 now in today's money. And like, oh, we had 2 Captain America 1s, sold those both for like next to nothing compared to what they're worth now. All sorts of stuff. Single highest showcase 22, first, Hal Jordan, which we had at the 9.2. We got it. We sold it for 56 or 57,000 on Comically in auction. That then traded hands to whoever bought it. They then sold it to Grey Grease for about, I want to say double that. So almost 100. And then Grey Grease either sold it to someone or put it on Heritage because they had it at San Diego Comic-Con. They wanted 250,000 for it. I think they put it on Heritage not too much longer after. It went for 150, but then it recently just sold about a year ago for 100,000. I'm like, how did it go down? It's because it got beat. Now there's a 9.4 of Showcase 22, which then makes it the second highest grade, not as desirable. So interesting how that works. So this book will never get beat. There's never going to be a 9.9. That is a fact. That just won't happen. So a 2000 print run, they will probably, realistically, maybe in the next 10 years, you might see 1, maybe 2 more 9/8 pop up, like on the census, like brand new ones. But again, print run, 2,000. And of those 2,000, how many do you think actually survived? How many times do you think someone read it and threw it away or whatever they did with it? You think every 2,000 that was bought was like, I'm going to keep it in pristine condition, never open, never touch it? Sorry. So me and my brother talked, and I think what we're going to do is we're just going to keep this. It's not going to be for sale. It's going to go, I guess, in the PC, as you guys like to say. But yeah, it's just going to be put away, and it's not going to be for sale. We thought about selling it. Like realistically, thought it was probably worth around $30,000 right now, maybe 25 to 30. It's dipped a little bit, but again, this is a very, very. It's in that like 80s indie comic stuff. So yeah, there's no. I mean, it's not really. We think about it where it's like we're never going to get another one. So why should we? So we're not going to sell it. We're going to keep it, hold it back. I think there will be like a slight dip because the cartoon will come out, and I doubt it'll be that popular. So that's not going to really help the book. And it being more of a kid's show, that's when I was like, ugh. So I don't think that's going to help the book. But I think in the long run, 10, 20, 30 years down the road, I don't see this as a book like that it's peaked at all. I don't think it's going to be like, 20 years from now, or 10 years from now, it's just going to be like worth less or the same it is today. So yeah, we're just going to keep it and hold it back. We don't really need to sell it. And we've come to the realization, like if it's something rare or, kind of not one of a kind, it's kind of one of a kind, it's one of 13, then we're just going to hold them back and not have it for sale. It's super, super nice. But the way CGC has been lately, I try to err on the side of caution. Like if this would have came back a 9.4, we probably would have sent it back in to get it resubmitted again. If it came back a 9.6, we probably would have kept it as a 9.6. So we're both presently surprised that it came back. I mean, it's so nice. It's super, super nice. Like it has like this little spine tick down there, and that is literally about, and then the bottom spine corner is a little bit blunted, just a hair. So I thought like those two things, because the spine tick does go on the front and the back, I thought those things would have got a 9.6 possibly, Oh, also, here it is. You probably can't see it in the picture, but This is the little rabbit they drew on the packing. And at first I was like, what the hell is this? But it's Usagi. It's by the creator. And he drew a little rabbit. It says winner. And he signed it. I still have this. Pretty cool. I like it. That'll be it for it. And so now the saga is concluded on what happened to this comic book. Have a great day.